Hi everyone, Mr. Right here, and in this film I will take you through the three common types of question which generally come up regarding means, medians, modes, and ranges. This is a really common topic, so you want to be fluent in answering each of these three types of question. Right, let's get on. Question type number one is when you are asked to analyze some grouped data. Let's have a look at this example. This table shows information about the frame size in centimetres of 60 bicycles sold in a shop. Now, this is called grouped data because you can see that the different bicycles have been sorted into groups. Look, here are 4 bicycles, which have a frame size of between 30 and 36. So our bicycles, or our data, has been sorted into groups. Hence, it's called grouped data. Right, first question here is write down the modal class. Now, let's just take a moment to understand the table here. We've got 60 bicycles. Look, 4 of them are here, 14 here, 18 here, 19 here, and 5 of them are quite large. They've got frame sizes between 54 and 60. So I imagine that gives me my 60 bicycles overall. Now, if you've understood the table, then with luck, you can identify which the modal class is, which is the most common class, which of these groups has got more bicycles in it than any other. And of course, the modal class is from 48 to 54, because that's got 19 bicycles in it, rather than fewer bicycles, which are in all the other groups. Now, work out an estimate for the mean frame size. Now, this is dead common. Let's sort it out. What we're going to do here is we're going to use a method called mid-mad. Right, mid-mad. What we're going to do first is we're going to find the midpoints of each of these classes here. Because the thing is, these 4 bicycles, which are in the first group, we don't know whether their frame sizes is 30 or 31 or 32 or 33 or 34 or 35 or 36. Well, we know then it's not 30 because it's a harsh inequality. But anyway, we don't know exactly what the frame size is of those 4 groups. So we're going to assume that each of those bicycles has a frame size of 33. Why have I chosen 33? Because 33 is the midpoint of 30 and 36. Similarly, we're going to assume that these 14 bicycles here each have a frame size of, what's that going to be? 39, the midpoint of 36 and 42. Incidentally, if like me you have a bit of a blank and you think, crikey, what's the midpoint? What's the midpoint of 42 and 48? What you can do is you can add together the 2 numbers and divide by 2. So the midpoint there is 45, and the midpoint here is 51, and the midpoint here is 57. So we've done the first half of our mid-mad. We've written down the midpoints. Now the M stands for multiply. And I'm going to multiply the 33 by the 4. 33 times 4 is 132. That is the total frame sizes of those 4 bikes, 4 times 33. Right, I'm also going to do 14 times 39, or 39 times 14. You have to do a lot of calculator button pressing here. 45 times 18, 51 times 19, and 57 times 5. So I've multiplied, there you are, and now I'm going to multiply, the A stands for add. I'm going to add up all these frames. This is going to give me the total of all the frames of all the bicycles. And now I'm going to divide, because I've got that total, 2742. That's every one of the 60 frame sizes added up. And to find the mean, I'm going to divide that total by the number of bicycles there are, which in this case is 60. So that gives me an answer for the mean of 45.7 centimetres. So let's just run through that again. Mid-mad, find the midpoints, multiply, for instance, 33, multiplied by 4 gives you 132. Add to get your total, and then divide to find the mean. That is the first type of really common question which appears in IGCSE papers. Right, what about the second type of question which is often asked? Well, that is a question in which you're asked to find numbers which are missing from a list. Here's an example. Now, this example has come from paper 2H in June 22. Look, right, let's have a look at it. Here are some integers, some whole numbers, where A is less than B, is less than C, is less than D. It's always a good idea when you're doing these sorts of questions to write down your numbers or unknowns in order of size, which has been done for you here. A, B, C, D, and then D, D. Now that means that these three, the three integers at the end, they're all D's, so they're all going to be the same. Okay. Right, now you're told some information about these integers. You're told their mode, you're told their median, you're told their range, and you're asked to find out the value of A, the value of B, the value of C, and the value of D. Well, you can bet if you use the three pieces of information you've got, we'll be able to figure them out. Let's have a look. Information number 1, the mode of the integers is 9. Now we know that we've got a number, another number, another number, and then 3 numbers which are the same. And we know those are in size order. Right, the mode of the integers is 9, so the most common of our numbers is 9. Well, that means that D must be 9, because that's the it, because there are more D's than anything else, and I know the mode is 9. Okay, the median of the integers is 8. Well, let's have a look. How would you find the median of these 6 numbers here? What you'd have to do, because there are 6 numbers, is you'd have to go for the middle 2 and then find halfway between them, wouldn't you? So halfway between D and C, that must be 8, halfway between D and C. So how can I work out what C is? Well, if 8 is halfway between C and D, you've got something, 8 and then 9. That's a gap of 1, so this will be a gap of 1. So that must be a 7 for C. Okay, that's information number 2 used. Information number 3, the range of the integers is 4. That means that the difference between the smallest and the largest is 4. Well, we know the largest is 9, so the smallest must therefore be 5. Okay, I've used that piece of information. But wait a minute, I'm still missing B. I know that A is 5. It goes 5, blank, 7, 9, 9, 9. So I need to work out what this blank is. Well, I know these numbers are in order here, so perhaps then the blank could be a 5, because then it would be 5, 5, 7, 9, 9. It couldn't be, because it says that A is less than B, so those two numbers aren't the same, the A and B. Similarly, of course, that can't be a 7, because while it would fit in the numerical order, it would mean that B and C were the same, and B and C aren't the same. So B must be 6. So, to summarize then, A is 5, B is 6, C is 7, and D is 9. And that is an example of that second type of question, questions where you're asked to find numbers that are missing from a list. Right, the third and final type of question which often comes up on mean, median, modes, and ranges. These are questions where you have to work out different means, combined means. Let me show you an example. In this question, which by the way comes from paper 2H January 21, there are 5 cocoa pods in a bag, like 5 of them. And the mean weight of those 5 cocoa pods is 398. Notice how I'm writing down the information from the question. By the way, if you know how many cocoa pods there are and you know their mean, you need to get into the habit of instantly thinking, oh, okay, in that case, I know the total weight of the 5 cocoa pods. I'm just going to do the number of cocoa pods multiplied by their mean. So their total weight here is 5 times 398, 1,945. So that's the total weight of the 5 cocoa pods. Okay, let's carry on. A 6th cocoa pod is put into the bag, so now I've got 6 of them. The mean weight of the 6 cocoa pods is 401. Aha! Look at that. That means that I can instantly work out the total weight of those 6 cocoa pods by doing the number of cocoa pods multiplied by the mean. The total weight of those 6 cocoa pods is 2,406. Work out the weight of the 6th cocoa pod that's put into the bag. Well, I know the weight of the first 5, and I know the total weight when the 6th one is added. So the weight of the 6th one is just going to be 2,406, take away 1,945. And that gives me an answer of 461. Right, that's the third and final type of question which often comes up. And in a later film on this playlist, or later films in this playlist, you'll have the opportunity to practice many of each of these 3 types of questions. That was type 2, and here's type 1. And be sure to practice these types of questions, not until you can get them right, but until you can't get them wrong. Okay, well done for following those through. And now, if you continue in the playlist, you have the opportunity to practice lots of question type 1, lots of question type 2, and lots of question type 3. So use those films to help you. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you found the film useful, please tell me in the comments so that I know to make more similar films. And of course, you could hit like to perish the thought. Right, see you in the next film.